In the start of 2017, one thing I want to mention before I get into this, when I said that Amberlynn and my mom got into an altercation, Amberlynn didn't hit my mom. She didn't get the chance, basically. She kind of just, like, I don't know if my mom, like, slapped her, did whatever to her, but Amberlynn just essentially fell to the floor and just took it. In January, Redbox movies, we were getting them too often and paying outrageously for them. She was obsessed with Trisha Paytas. She mentions the thing where I got called an it at a restaurant again. I already addressed this before, but that did not happen. I did not get called an it. And when she's explaining it in this part, she makes an excuse that I wasn't there to hear it. So, who's to say that actually happened? That was before this, but it was like a flashback. We all read our fortune cookies, and mine said, new changes coming soon. And I put, i.e. dumping Amberlynn. Because at this point in time, things had been rocky for a little while, as y'all know. She started talking about having anxiety attacks at work. I only ever remember her having an anxiety attack at work, like, I don't know, like a couple times. It was not like an everyday thing towards when she was quitting. I didn't understand why she was quitting the job. Like, she literally just, like I said, we went to the new building and she just was not having it. I don't know what it was. I think really she just didn't want to work. I think she just wanted to do the YouTube, and that's just what she decided to do. I said, I thought the job would be perfect for her. It didn't require a lot of anything, and it was really easy money because she was good at it. It wasn't hard work, and it made good money, and you were just sitting. Like, it wasn't strenuous. It wasn't nothing. You know, like, I don't know. She made up a lot of excuses of why she wanted to quit her job. And she stated, I said that I was like, yeah, you need to quit. You know, just you do YouTube and stay home. I did not tell her that straight up. I told her that she's an adult and it's clearly her choice. You know, she's grown. It's her choice. I shouldn't have a say in if she wants to keep her job or not. I went to the ER, and this is where they told me it was probably stress-induced. I don't know why she doesn't mention that, because it was literally in the paperwork that I got back. After she quit, she really wanted me to, when I went on lunch, because we only got a 30-minute lunch, we got 2 15s and a 30. And during lunch, she wanted me to sit in my car and call her and just talk to her on my 30 minutes of lunch, which wouldn't have been a big deal. But I don't know, like, it was like I had to, you know. I didn't have a choice. Like, I couldn't be like, oh, you know, actually I wanted to hang out with so-and-so during lunch, you know, whatever. No, that was not an option. I had friends that I wanted to hang out with, but Amberlynn only really wanted me to sit with either with Charla or be in my car and talk to her. That was literally it. Like, I could go on lunch with Charla. Me and her could talk. Or we would end up calling Amberlynn whatever anyway. Amberlynn wanted me to call her, and I did lie to her. Okay, so I'll admit to that. I lied to her and said that they were doing announcements at lunch that were important, so I couldn't call her. Like, I had to stay in the building. But I only lied to her because if I told her, no, I'm going to sit with them, it would have been like this whole argument. It would have been this whole big deal. And I just didn't see the point. Like, why couldn't I just hang out with my friends? But to her, that was just such an issue. So Amberlynn texted Charla about these announcements. And of course, Charla didn't know what she was talking about. So she said we didn't have any. And Amberlynn was going off on me. But this was towards the end of lunch. And at that job, you cannot bring your phone. At this one, like at the old building, we weren't able to bring it into the building at all. But at this new building, we had like a cafeteria type area with lockers. And then you went into like the locked side of the building. We couldn't bring our phones into that locked side. Like, they had to stay in our lockers. So she was going off. I didn't have time to argue with her. I had to put my stuff up and I had to go to work. I don't really remember talking to her on my last 15 of the night. I know it was a Friday. I said the drive home was about 30 minutes, and you know, she called me. We were going off on each other, just screaming back and forth, and I was just tired of arguing with her and her trying to be so controlling. And I literally broke up with her, and then I hung up. And then I just refused to answer the phone, and she kept calling to the point I just turned it off. I went home super late. I came home, and she tried just arguing with me some more, trying to figure everything out, and I basically just explained to her that she wasn't changing. I don't know, like, she wasn't, like, we weren't clicking no more. Like, it was becoming more of a hassle than a relationship, you know? So I was like, you need to work on you, and I need to work on me. So I didn't want any kind of relationship, any kind of nothing. I really just didn't. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew it wasn't being with her. Finally just went to sleep. Did have to sleep in the same bed as her because that was a whole thing. I didn't want to fix it, and I knew she wouldn't change. Like I said, she did still make me sleep in the bed with her. She blames it on her attachment issues and anxiety, but I literally just gave in to sleeping in the bed with her just to not hear it. And I have admitted to emotionally cheating on Amberlynn, and it was like, I didn't have like full-on feelings for Dana in like the time before when we were talking. It wasn't like flirting or anything. Like, Amberlynn even says, like, she read our text messages, there was nothing there. But I don't know, like, I just wanted to know her more. Like, we just clicked really well is really what it was coming down to. So I didn't know if it was like real feelings or if it was just I needed a friend feelings. The tea is definitely coming. I hope this clears some stuff up about y'all calling me a cheater and all this. And like I explained before, even though I was secretly talking to my ex, it wasn't in a way like that. It was like as friends talking, you know, like the only thing I'll admit to with Amberlynn is that I emotionally almost cheated on her emotionally. Like, it was in the back of my mind, but I didn't even try to act on it because I was with her, sort of thing, you know, like. So there. And the only time I really, really cheated was when I was with that girl and I cheated on her with Amberlynn. That was the real time that I cheated. So, and I never gaslit Amberlynn. That's another thing. Like, she called me a gaslighting cheater, and that is not what I am. She was just very controlling and wouldn't let me do what I wanted to do. It was always what she wanted to do. So there you go.